Hey, Drew, I'm just wondering, after this great comeback that you have, 21 points down, does that in any way kind of take some load off of your shoulders or anything going forward? Do you kind of put that in the bank and build off of it?
We could definitely build off of it. I don't know if it takes any load off anybody's shoulders. Because if it does, then I guess you're probably not made out for this job, because there's 16 weeks of this job, and if you let your guard down, come in a little relaxed 1 week, you're going to come in and probably not fare too well this week. So if you come in and be like that, but no, we can definitely carry it into this week. Use the momentum. I feel like we prepped extremely well last week, practice-wise, and then guys, doing it on their own when we had to operate from home for a day last week. So maybe just taking some of the ways that we went about the week last week into this week, I think that can help carry us into this weekend.
And secondly, this has been a weird season. You had the whole off season of remote learning, and then it seems like every week now you're having to be at home doing your virtual meetings and because of COVID and everything. Do you just kind of roll with those punches? Do you just figure that now this has kind of become the standard operating procedure?
Yeah, you have to. There's no other way to do it. It's obviously upsetting. So you want to come in and see the guys, especially after a win. It's always fun the next day in the locker room telling stories about the game. We all knew what happened, but, everyone's got their little story they like to tell from the game and hang out. But, with back-to-back weeks of us having to be at home for a little bit, kind of feels like the normal. And we'll have to make it the normal if it comes down to that.
Next one, Rhino Halloran.
Hey, Drew, with KJ Hamler each week, how much are you guys building that rapport that you didn't get a chance to do in August?
Yeah, I see we're building it a lot. He's finally getting a lot of practice reps, like you said, which has been really big for us as a group and as me and him, develop chemistry as well. Hopefully that we can keep that rolling in a game. It's going to start with, the practice today and hopefully practice tomorrow, and then even a little bit of the walk through the next day. So we got to keep building on it. There's definitely more to be built there, and it's going to be our job to keep progressing that relationship.
Next one, Mike Kliss. Okay, Skip, Mike, go to Jeff Buchwald.
In all the remote stuff you've done over the past few months, is there anything in your prep work you might keep later on down the road when this isn't part of the equation?
Yeah, there's definitely some things that you end up doing that you probably wouldn't normally do in a normal week of being in the facility. There's a little more time for you to sit at home. I feel like there's a couple things I'll take from this, but I do like being in the facility with everybody. I do like hearing it from coaches one-to-one, being able to do a lot of walkthroughs, being able to talk about it through that. Otherwise, we're kind of, we have a specific time we can all be together on Zoom, and then, we had to drive here today. You lose some time here and there, but I feel like we're going to make the best of it.
We'll try again for you, Mike.
Yeah, Drew, I was wondering, it looked like not the check down, but the shorter pass was emphasized. Was it? And what did you think about, just looking shorter than, you normally, that was in the first half, looking shorter than you normally do with the passing game?
That kind of had to do with the defense we thought we were facing. Certain plays to beat their certain rules of their defense, and that was kind of in the game plan. There might have been a play or two where I did check it down where maybe could have fit one in down the field, but that was part of the game plan this week or last week. Wanted to get the ball out of our hands, let the guys make plays, and advance it on this defense. And they played it a little bit different, held us up a couple times, forced us off the field without any points, and then we adjusted at half.
Next one, Turing.
Drew, thanks for joining us today. Again, congratulations on the win. Is there part of you after 14 for 18, 155 and 3 tutties in a fourth quarter to go to Pat Shurmur and say, hey, let's let down the hair and go to the air and more? And did you notice you were criticized nationally for dancing? I know that's you. What did you think of that your dance play continues to be a topic of conversation?
I definitely got it sent to me. And truthfully, I feel like the person, if not, other people, there might have been more than one, but that person just might not be able to dance as well as I do. So, I would be sour that way too. But we'll see. Hopefully my dance moves get better in the public eye, because I promise they're probably not going to stop. Yeah, so that's that. But as far as me and Coach Shurmur, we have a great relationship. I'm excited to see where this week goes and how we're going to attack this defense. We got a pretty good idea on what we want to do in the game plan right now, but obviously we're going out to practice for the first time today and going to see what things stick and see what things may need a little modification. So we'll see where we end up going with this by Sunday.
Next one, Andrew Mason.
Hey, Drew, how much do things kind of change for you in terms of the feel when you guys decide to go up tempo, no huddle? And do you want to see maybe that used throughout the game rather than just when you guys fall behind?
I definitely think there's good times to do it. You're talking to a pretty biased quarterback here that went up tempo for, I think, 3 of my 4 years in college. So I would definitely say I do enjoy that and do like that. But at the same time, in the NFL game, there is a time to do it. And I feel like we balance it pretty well because of how much we've practiced it and because of being able to do it, because of how we did it earlier in the year and even in training camp. I feel like that helps us in those 2-minute drills. It feels like it's second nature to us, and we've done it quite a bit.
Next one, Brandon Cristal.
I got 2 for you here, Drew. One, would you like to see Alberto and Noah out there together a little bit more? I know Pat was quick to say that they've been out there together some. You only got 3 healthy tight ends. And then how cool was it to be able to throw both Alberto and KJ their first touchdowns? And you going to do anything special with the ball once they get the cool paint on it? You going to sign it too for them?
Yeah. That package with Albert and Noah is definitely a dangerous one. There's definitely ways to mold it into a game, and I thought Coach Shurmur's done a good job of that with those 2 guys, especially since Albert, he doesn't have very many games under his belt. He needed to see what he could do out on the field before, we make a whole package full of it. And I think Albert's making a good statement for himself to be on the field a little bit. But as far as those first touchdowns go, that I thought was pretty cool. I threw Albert his first college touchdown. I also threw him his first professional touchdown. He didn't have me sign the college ball, so I bet he probably won't have me sign the professional ball. And KJ, we hopefully they got the ball back for him. Yeah, in the excitement, let go of it. We didn't know where it went. Hopefully someone has it. I'm going to ask. That's a good point. I got to ask him today if he ever actually got that ball back.
Next one, Zach Stevens.
Hey, Drew, do you practice the dance moves before? Is it just something that comes to you when you're on the field in the moment?
No, I don't practice them. The thing about me and the dance moves and the celebrations, there might not have been a lot of history done on me because I've been doing that for a long, long time. I've been doing that probably started with the bag in college, then became the whammy in college. And quite honestly, it brings the offense together. We all have a lot of fun doing it. It brings a fun joy to talk about it and even go back after a win and watch it and be like, what were you doing right there? It's just a fun thing we all like to do. I'm a part of a younger generation of football that might have a little more fun as far as dancing goes. I've been a music guy my whole life, and it's just kind of who I am.
Time for a few more. Next one, Eric DeLala.
Hey, Drew, have you seen Jerry Jeudy respond the last couple of weeks? I know you mentioned last week that he was kind of had a different tone in the huddle. I think a career high in yards for him. Just maybe where do you see him growing the most?
In preparation. It's a lot to ask, the rookie that got no preseason games to come in and know exactly, and then have the guy that technically would be your mentor / leader be hurt and out for the year. He's kind of on an island there by himself as far as figuring out how to really, prep for a week. And I think, like I said, no preseason games. He didn't get to really judge himself against another team until it was live action. And of course, he took that first game really hard on himself. And ever since then, I saw his prep get better and better each week. And same with his play, in my opinion. And I feel like he's going to come out again this week, especially with missing yesterday's practice, and be ready to fire it up today.
Final 2, Nick Kozma, then Kyle. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, Drew, to kind of piggyback off of that, when you're a quarterback who you're still young in your career, you got these wide receivers who are rookies, as you mentioned, didn't have the offseason training camp. What is the biggest, I guess, most challenging thing between yourself and these guys to connect on? Is it kind of the scramble plays and figuring out where you want guys to go, how they want to come back to you? Because it seemed like on that second down play, Jerry was a little frustrated when right before you converted the 3rd and 16 that you guys weren't able to connect on that one. What's that part of the equation like?
Yeah, as much as you can preach coming in and being game speed in practice, everyone hits a little different stride when you get onto a game field. And, it's just we're adding reps every single game we go out there. Practice reps are very important and very valuable, but real life game time decisions and plays needing to be made are without a doubt the most valuable thing you can ask for. And, that's why hopefully this was a big step for us this last weekend to be able to take it into this weekend and just be a confident offense, confident wide receiver, confident tight end, offensive line, quarterback, and running back, the whole deal. And that's what we're looking for today in practice. Come back out with the fire mentality and take it into this week and hopefully keep building on these, live reps that we keep getting together.
Final one, Kyle.
You mentioned your relationship with Pat Shurmur. Obviously, relationship between a QB and a play caller is super important. How has that progressed throughout the year, deepened on a personal level, trust level? And have you guys, do you guys do anything? I know coronavirus has made things weird, but to get to know each other more on a personal level?
Yeah, we tried to at the beginning, and then all the crackdowns of rules and possibly getting in trouble for meeting outside of the facility, we kind of tried to stay away from that. I feel like we both want to be in the building as long as we can, and getting in trouble outside of it will probably end up not being good for us as far as being in the building. But our relationship has grown a lot in this past season. I feel like going into a Tuesday when I'm waiting to get the game plan, I feel like I have a pretty good idea on what's going to come my way after watching the tape on Monday of what the defense does we're about to play. And those first couple weeks, it was a roll of dice for me. I wasn't exactly sure what we'd be calling or what our mindset would be going into that game. And going into this week, I had a pretty good idea on what we were going to call, what we're really liking, and sure enough, I was right on most of what came my way. And that makes me feel comfortable, and it just kind of makes me a little more relaxed. We're getting on the same page, and it's exciting to see that we're this early into the season with us together as far as games that I've actually played, and we're kind of starting to click a little bit.